Success has a price to pay, and not only was Wesley paying it by struggling financially as an artist who bartended while pursuing his dream, but was simultaneously attracting friends and some enemies alike. Some people loved him, but others, without stipulation, hated his guts. Although many of those haters had seen and heard the more recent Garnet Silk in Mama Africa and Place in Your Heart, Heavy D in Mr. Big Stuff and Girls They Love Me, Sanchez in Missing You and Never Diss the Man, Buju Banton in Murderer and Love Sponge, and Beres Hammond in Tempted to Touch and Pull It Up. They had cut their teeth on the musical vibes of Bob Marley and the Wailers in I Shot the Sheriff and No Woman, No Cry, Peter Tosh in Soon Come and Walk and Don't Look Back, Jimmy Cliff in The Harder They Come and Many Rivers to Cross, Dennis Brown in Silhouette and If I Had the World, Toots and the Maytals in Sweet and Dandy, Gregory Isaacs in Night Nurse and My Number One, and Third World in Now That We Found Love and Sense of Purpose. They had danced to the poignant rhythm of American legends like Otis Redding in Try a Little Tenderness and Hard to Handle, Sam Cooke in Cupid and Bring It On Home to Me, The Temptations in It Was Just My Imagination, Jerry Butler in For Your Precious Love and I Stand Accused, the legendary Barry White in Let the Music Play and You Are the First, the Last, My Everything, Al Green in Love and Happiness and How Can You Mend a Broken Heart, James Brown, the godfather of soul in Sex Machine and Try Me, Smokey Robinson in You Really Got a Hold on Me with the Miracles and Cruising, Teddy Pendergrass in TKO and Turn Off the Lights, plus Marvin Gaye in Sexual Healing and Let's Get It On, and Michael Jackson in Billie Jean and You Wanna Be Starting Something. Not forgetting recently the soothing songs of Luther Vandross in Never Too Much and A House Is Not a Home, Jaheim in Ghetto Love and Just in Case, Brian McKnight in Back at One and Crazy Love, Lionel Richie in Easy and Still, Babyface in This Is for the Lover in You and Never Keeping Secrets, as well as Usher in Nice and Slow, plus the newcomer Maxi Priest on the reggae scene in his hit song How Can We Ease the Pain, and Shaggy in It Wasn't Me. Nevertheless, Wesley Haynes, a work in progress. What can he spit that was so exceptional? What can this kid from the block bring to the table? Many locals still queried despite his plodding emergence into the musical arena. They couldn't comprehend not only that the visions of their minds were too nightmarish, but it was theirs and not Wesley's. Those who hated Wesley did so mainly because they couldn't envision his dream of making it big and living out his true potential. So they laughed at and chipped away at his self-confidence. Even when they applauded, it was mediocre, on his behalf full of envy and bigotry. On many occasions, those who thought less of Wesley would even attend neighborhood events where he performed in an effort to drag down the aspiring singer with their pessimism. Their hypocritical attitude was despicable, to say the least. It got to Wesley on many occasions, but he found in himself a way to rebound from their negativity. Just like you can't hide the sound of thunder, the sight of lightning, or the colors of a rainbow, so also you cannot put a bushel on true talent mixed with persistence. Put it on the rock and it will roll that stone away. Even the police at the local station could not escape talking about Haynes as a potential rising music star, and his upsurge was very, very noticeable. John Brown, the descendant of a slave owner and the lead law enforcement officer in Mandeville, wanted to stand out from the rest and dubbed himself the Sheriff, pronounced Sherriff. This veteran sheriff, who had struggled with alcoholism, saw Haynes' success differently and, filled with hatred, looked for ways to nail Wesley Haynes at every opportunity. He had always nursed a big grudge for people with talent, and now it was Wesley's turn. Why? Only Sheriff John Brown knew. Sheriff Brown felt that any conviction brought against the young talent would sour the career of the rising star, whom he called Singer Man. Brown would secretly, but also jokingly, ask his deputies, "Anything yet on the Singer Man?" When the response was in the vein of "Nothing yet, Sheriff," Brown would remark, "If he sings, he's got to have some flaws. He can't be that clean." Brown knew deep in his psyche that one day he was going to spike Wesley Haynes to the cross, thereby derailing his musical career. In his quest for sabotage, Sheriff Brown roamed the streets of Mandeville looking for any crime to which he could pin Haynes. Although that law enforcement department in Mandeville listed Brown's assignment on the board at the station, indicating he was out looking for bad boys, a new term for lawbreakers, Brown would drive by the strip nightly where Haynes resided, pretending he was doing a neighborhood watch to minimize criminal activity. On multiple occasions, Sheriff John Brown watched Haynes like a PI, or some might say like a hawk, by following him around the neighborhood, oblivious to Haynes, in an unmarked police vehicle. On many weekends, Brown would have his deputy join him in the stakeouts so he could have ample time to follow Haynes around while the deputy concentrated on picking up other criminals. It was imperative that they return to the station with a few citations at least. Brown purposed in his mind, if Haynes' vehicle had a cracked windscreen, a malfunctioned wiper blade, a broken tail light, a burnt-out light bulb, a darker than normal tint, a going bald tire, a boisterous exhaust, expired registration, missing tags, or anything he could manufacture or fabricate, be summed up as an infraction great or minor, he was going to cite Haynes and bring him in. Brown had no problem being the bad cop that would prey over Haynes like a big hawk for any chance he could get to punks. Brown was willing to bend the law, twist it or tweak it, or break it in order to come up with the catch inside his net, Wesley Haynes. In his quest, made up of many late-night stakeouts, his searches were futile, as Haynes always slipped through his grasp. The singer knew the streets of Mandeville very well, and oblivious to Brown's pursuit, at this point used different routes to get home.